How do you feel about a carbon tax hike?
The carbon tax, we in BC have had the carbon tax for quite some time, and until recently all of the proceeds were returned to low-income consumers. Now I know, especially on the prairies, the farmers are saying, oh, this will put us out of business, and oh, well, I'm sorry. If you can't produce grain at competitive prices, maybe you should be growing something else.
There are too many hikes and everything already. Let's just keep things in an even balance. You know, it's like you wake up in the morning and you go, okay, here's some more new rules. Okay, we're going to hike this up and lower this. People get up in the morning, they're going to be going, oh, geez, I don't have anything in my bank account because it's gone.
I'm always for I'm a hippie, right? So I'm always for the small people. So yeah, of course. It's kind of, for me, the thing is, it's all the small people that work hard every single day and go to work and struggle in life, and actually build things in life. They get little money, and the people that sit up top get all the big money. So I like to see that change. So if carbon tax helps, then yeah.
I think carbon tax hikes, if that's the system you're going to work within, yeah, make it more penal to pollute. Make it penal to the point where you go out of business if you do it. Don't just tax people and allow them to continue to pollute at a greater level because they're greasing you more under the table. No, stop polluting.
A carbon tax hike, well, I think as we can see, you know, around the world, electric cars are a thing of the future. And I think that obviously global warming is something that is on everybody's mind. You know, I'm not going to say whether it's true or false, but I think a carbon tax to help us lower emissions and make the future better for our grandkids and our great-grandchildren and their great-grandkids, that's not a bad thing.
I don't like it. It's a waste of time, waste of money.
Why do you say that?
There's better ways to reduce carbon emissions rather than taxing people. I think they're just looking for an excuse to raise taxes. They'll always find a reason to raise taxes.
We're actually, funny enough, we're in world issues together right now. We literally just were talking about carbon tax like in class the other day. And I think it's really important. I don't mind. Also, I know rebates are a thing, like especially for if you are like lower to mid income. Whatever you pay in carbon taxes, you get even more back, I'm pretty sure. So, I mean, I'm happy to, even if I didn't get a rebate, like I think even though I work a minimum wage job, but like I want to contribute as much as I can. I think we should be holding big companies responsible for what they're doing.
What do you think that?
I think it's just an equal fare, like whoever has the most income in their household, what they're paying for their heating, it makes sense that they give that money amount back to what they're using in that. It just makes sense.
I don't mind a carbon tax hike. Inherently, I think that taxes like that are good and necessary because the money can be diverted to situations in which we can improve our handling of the reason that carbon emissions are as high as they are and improve the quality of everyone's lives, not just for the next generation, but many generations beyond it.
I feel like if it's necessary and it's what we have to do, I mean, what are we supposed to say? No to it? I think we kind of have to follow suit.
And what about you?
I guess it depends. Like, I feel like transparency would be important in terms of what that tax increase is actually contributing to, in terms of whether it's actually directed at environmental practices or not.
It's disgusting. I work in oil and gas and whatnot. I drive a vehicle that plows the roads and stuff here in the winter times, and they're just taxing themselves. They spend enough money on enough vehicles, government vehicles, driving around our roads that they don't need to tax it. They could find other ways to save, to make better decisions when it comes to the environment. But taxing people to pay for other countries' mistakes as well doesn't really cover much. Canada paying $500 per how many tons doesn't really benefit when it comes to the United States not paying it. Why should we have to pay it when other countries don't? And they're leaders in global pollution, and we aren't. We're 1% on a global scale, so it's not very good at all.
Carbon tax hike sounds pretty good. We need to be moving away from the fossil fuel industry and away from carbon-intensive industries. It's just one tool that we can use in the climate crisis. But yeah, I guess I'm not bothered by a carbon tax hike, but maybe I would like to see more climate action from our governments.
I feel like that might motivate some big corporations to be more planetary friendly, for lack of a better word.
That doesn't bother me in the least. Not in the least. I'm not opposed to measures for greenhouse gas and dealing with the climate. Not opposed at all. For the most part, anybody who's being tagged with that gets a rebate at the end of the year that pretty much covers it off. So, got to pay to play.